Welcome to Bold and Brash. I am Peter Anthony. I'm your host. I'm really excited today. I have one of my dear friends and the CEO and owner of one of the most important companies in the country right now. You're going to want to know about that. You're going to want to know more about what we're doing, what we're talking about, how we're getting there, and most importantly, the ups and downs of marketing and entrepreneurship. But first, what I need you to do is I need you to smash the like button, hit subscribe, give me some love, share it with a friend. Let me know in the comments if you're digging what we're laying down. So with no further ado, my friend Jamie Harrison. Jamie, man, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Peter. Great to be here.
Thank you, man. Thank you for taking the time, brother. And I love your watch.
Thank you.
We're doing a watch show next week. I know. That one looks great. It's beautiful. It's big. It's bold. It's fresh. I'm going to steal it. So tell us a little about your background, what you're doing now. I know that you're the CEO of IDefend. I want them to know more, because I think it's so important as a movement and what we need to look out for when it comes to defending these cyber attacks that are hitting everybody's cell phone. I think you even found out last week, my wife's lost her social account because her phone was not locked down.
Right.
Yeah. So tell us a little about your background, Jamie.
Well, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've always run and owned businesses, but when my business got hacked, and they took me down 20 some odd years ago, I made it my personal mission to solve that problem.
Right.
So I went out fighting, right? So I learned a lot. I am not a cybersecurity expert. I wasn't then. I am now.
Right.
Over 20 years, I've learned a lot on how to defend yourself. So not long after I started my company, I also was raising kids. Mm-hmm. And when my kids became teenagers, I started to see how technology was going to take over and be a big part of their life. Right. And I, as a parent, had less of a role in influencing who they became because of all the technology around. And that was 10, 15 years ago when smartphones came out and internet was pervasive. It went everywhere. Sure. The world changed when we transformed to the digital age. And because of those monumental experiences in my life of watching this digital transformation, my latest and biggest project is IDefend, and it's my personal mission to go protect people, families, businesses against digital threats. Mm-hmm. And the cyber criminals are out there. And
I will tell you, you feel, so in 2006, the iPhone came out, and it changed the playing field.
Absolutely.
It was incredible. I was in the UK. I was working for Business Mobiles. I was working with them, consulting on their marketing, and I was out there, and they were primarily BlackBerry-based company. Blackberries were the phone of the moment in the early 2000s and late 90s. And why I think your company is so important is because when we mixed music and phones together, the phone became something more. Then we mixed music, phones, and pictures, and it became something more. It became more personalized. But then once we started being able to interact on the apps, and I have a very good friend who actually was hired by Apple to build the app component for the iPhone, and then hired by Facebook because Facebook wanted to build the app inside the iPhone.
That's right.
Right? So, hopefully I can get him on the podcast. He's just a complete stud and becoming a really good friend, and we're from the same background. But what's interesting is it became personal.
Yeah.
So now, last week, my wife's phone got hacked, or her Facebook account got hacked, and I think they got in through one of those political text messages. Where they got a political text message, or it seemed like a political text message. She clicked on the link, and
that's right.
The creepy crawlers got in.
Just like that.
Horrible. But what I wanted to bring to your attention was, because I reached out to you, asked you, how can we get our Facebook account back? And there's not an easy way to get a Facebook account back. Once it's hacked, trust me when I tell you, even though we own a marketing agency, it's really hard to get a Facebook account back.
Yeah, a little bit of legwork.
Yeah,
that's for
it's
sure.
A tremendous.
But what you're highlighting, though, is the convergence of so many different parts of our lives into something as simple as a device that you can hold in your hands. That digital transformation and convergence has changed the landscape of humanity.
But we now have a personal relationship with this box that we carry around, where I'm watching my children. I'm not addicted to the phone.
Yeah.
I don't. We work in the business. We're excellent at what we do. We put up the most converting posts and the most engaging content, but I actually don't care about that. I do watch YouTube a little bit, but outside of that, I don't care for social media because I don't need that hit of dopamine.
Right.
I find it distracting. But I watch my children and my wife, and my wife's business is run off of her one Facebook group.
Yeah.
That's all her marketing is in this one group. So my first piece of content, diversify across multiple platforms, your marketing. Don't leave it to one spot, because if that one spot changes, it cannot destroy your business. And don't let your business be that volatile. So I just wanted to add that as we're talking, because that's why what you do is so important. So tell me, what the heck can I do to save myself?
Well, if you look at the device, you look at the convergence of all the technologies, the applications, the media, all converging into one place. We're seeing a couple of big things, side effects or unintended consequences of this, and you have to have combative measures to go against this. So things like neck pain from looking down constantly. Mm-hmm. This is becoming a health crisis. People having back problems.
Yeah, like my kids.
Yeah, they're always looking down, right? So we are now learning, and there's a generation of people learning to always look down and not look up, and not address people with a handshake, not understanding some of these social norms that used to be norms when I grew up, when you grew up. It's changing. So there's a relearning of social behaviors with these devices.
Sure.
AI, virtual reality is going to continue to escalate people into this other world or inside this device, inside the web. And it's going to cause not just health problems, but it's going to cause mental health problems.
Sure.
And so we're looking at the mental health side. So digital addiction, all of the anxiety.
Monitoring screen time and then
I'm giving you a landscape. I'm giving you a landscape to say that there's some hidden parts of this digital world that we live in that most people don't pay attention to. And when it comes to safety, security, privacy, that's on top of mental health and other social
and physical health. Just like the next
physical
thing,
health, that's right.
Like now that if you press that forward and jump forward 5 years, 10 years, 25 years, what will a health crisis be like when our children who are teenagers today are entering their 40s and 50s and their backs are completely look like they have scoliosis?
Most people don't understand all of the variables that go into this digital world. So if you were to look at your home, or if you were to look at your business, you can see the front door, the back door, the side door, and you lock it all up.
Yeah.
Right? You keep yourself safe and secure. But when you put a digital lens, if you could put a digital filter around your life, if you're a business owner or if you're a family person, right? What does it look like? That digital view of the world is like Swiss cheese. It's like all the holes are opened up and we don't know what we don't know. And so there's side effects like mental health issues and things that people are starting to talk about. But we have focused in on starting with privacy and security and taking care of closing those doors up, because if you can't identify the open doors, you can't close them. So you need to know where they are. And here's where we're at. A lot of people for years have felt like, if I just have an antivirus program, I'm okay. It came with my computer.
Yeah, Norton antivirus.
Right. Everybody kind of makes these assumptions. Or I've heard that ad from that identity theft company on the radio and TV about 1,000 times and I decided to buy it. I'm okay now. Right. You're not. And that's the message that we have for our customers.
Why aren't they okay though?
Because there's over 20 different areas right now of privacy and security that if you're not paying attention to, they're wide open doors into your personal life or into your business.
Give me an example.
One example would be the cell phone.
Okay.
There's certain risks with a cell phone outside of apps, outside of hackers and viruses. And there's, this is the one that might creep most people out.
Creep us out, man. That's what this is all about.
Digital surveillance. Okay. The big tech companies, and I would venture to say that even the government, has a pulse on literally everything you do in your life, every day and at night. And if you wear the watches, they know your sleep patterns. They know what if you exercise or not.
Right. So all that information is aggregated into the data science.
That's right. And the data drives everything. Here's a rule of thumb. If you are getting something for free, you're the product. They're mining the data off of you, and they're leveraging that information to then take into marketing or surveillance or other things like that. And this is just one of these 20 areas. It's surveillance on the device. And you got to pay attention to that. In addition to hackers trying to take over your Facebook account, or in addition to somebody trying to break into your bank account.
Imagine all of that's important, because at some point, if somebody has my information and they can easily see, because if I'm carrying around my cell phone, whether it's off or on, they know where it is. So they can see my migration pattern. They can see the moments where I'm online and offline. They can see when I'm away from my home and in my home. And that's important private information that I would not want shared. Right.
So privacy and surveillance is one area of emphasis and focus. And we've gone as a society from the day of when the iPhone launched and when the internet went into every home, to everybody kind of adjusting to this digital world. But there's still too much trust out there with the devices and with the connections and with the social media. There's too much trust. You just assume everybody's good guys.
Right.
They're not.
Not
always.
So
now we're transitioning over to this idea of, okay, we've all moved into the digital age, but now we better be paying attention to our privacy rights, our personal safety, our online safety. And when you take a look at kids is a particular hot spot for me, because I watched my kids go through the digital transformation, and I had to work really hard to keep them mentally healthy and strong and not addicted. And I think every parent is dealing with this. But if you just take a look at the child's experience online today, from the time you give them that first device and have it held in their hand, multiple risks are at play now. Video games and the chat with strangers on video games. I mean, most people are kind of aware that could happen, but there is an emerging crisis in our nation, right here in America, of not just child exploitation and trafficking, but predators finding their next victim. So the criminals that used to hang out at playgrounds at schools now hang out in video games or in chat rooms and things. And most parents, they believe there's threats out there, but they don't know what to do about it. But if you don't understand all of the angles of attack, your child's at risk. And we throw them into this digital world, and it's terrible. It's like throwing them in a shark-infested water if they don't have the right protection.
So I'm feeling the pain. I'm asking, though, is there hope?
There is. There are applications, there are tools, but there's a lot of do-it-yourself things that you need to take responsibility for.
But I think that doesn't your company offer this cool concierge service?
Yeah, absolutely.
And
here's why. We've been in business a long time, over 20 years, and we've protected hundreds of thousands of people around the country and around the world, including businesses. And what we have learned over time, and really since COVID, there was a pivot moment for us as a company where we realized the average person that we provide services to does not want to be an expert in this space.
No.
They don't want to do the do-it-yourself approach anymore. They can't watch enough YouTube videos and learn how to do everything that needs to be done. So doing it yourself is a challenge. And most people are so busy and so occupied with family and career and sports and hobbies and things. You just don't have time to become an expert in this space. So we watched our clients kind of giving up and saying, I can't do it anymore. I can't be the expert. And if the antivirus program I have isn't enough, and if the identity theft program I have isn't enough, and I'm still involved in data breaches, I still have my Facebook account hacked and all these things, right? People are just throwing their hands up like, I can't do it anymore myself. So we realized that. We understood and watched that dynamic change in our customer base.
We had just installed, when Stephanie got hacked, back in August before we went to Europe, I put VPNs and password locks on everybody's phone. And and all of their computers in it, and I realized that they didn't even, when you have a VPN, it's a pain in the ass to get on the internet.
It is. That's exactly right.
It's
but you did the right thing. When you travel internationally, you should be doing those kinds of things when you're on public Wi-Fi. And there's some good fundamentals. So a lot of people have decent fundamentals, but they don't know the 20 plus areas of protection in all these areas, from kids to your bank accounts to social media, to your smart home devices, your Alexa device that's listening to everything that you're doing. Right. The number of threats are growing, and as we move further into the digital age, it's just going to magnify.
I don't want to tell you where I found out, but this is crazy. Do you know one of the bigger threats to your home as a breach point? You do, but so I'm just going to tell you guys.
Go ahead.
But it is the vacuum. Mm-hmm. It's the,
I've actually written an article about the vacuums, the smart vacuums that actually create a blueprint of your home.
They create a blueprint.
They literally map your entire home out. They know where everything is.
Yes.
Who has that data?
I know. Who thinks about that?
You don't think about it.
But it's also simultaneously connected to the Wi-Fi in your home.
That's how it works.
And then I'm like, well,
which is connected to your home network.
Which is connected to my home network, but someone has access to my home network because they're updating the program on the vacuum cleaner.
That's exactly right.
I'm thinking to myself, where are the vacuum cleaners made? They're made in China. I'm freaking out. I'm like, so
your refrigerator, your dishwasher, your smart TVs, your personal assistant devices, I could go on, your Ring doorbells, your baby cam monitors, they're all connected into this digital home that we have. And I told you, when you put a digital lens around just your home, I won't even get into business threats, just your home, there are hundreds of access points into your digital world right at home. And we don't even realize who's listening, who's watching, and what they're doing with our information.
I know.
It's getting real scary.
It's alarming.
I'll finish the story about people can't do it on their own. So you have one of two choices. You either throw your hands up and give up and just say, I'm just going to cave in. I'm going to give up all my personal rights, my privacy rights. I don't care if somebody steals everything from me. I don't have anything to lose, whatever your argument is, right? You can go that route, or you can be more proactive about it. So if you get more proactive, you have a couple of choices. Be an expert. Become an expert. Do the research. Study all that stuff, but that's what happens. Or
who has the time
you find an expert who will manage all this for you. That's the easy button.
But that's you guys.
That's what we do. We learned through watching our customers over the last 20 years that people, as we merge further and further into this digital age, it's going to be harder and harder. People literally just need to have a team of experts they can turn to for everything. And you shouldn't have to manage 20 different applications and monitoring services and software and this and that. When you're VPN, you use that VPN. It's like, well, how many people know how to use those? And do you have somebody to pick up the phone and call and say, hey, help me install this, help me use this. I'm in London. I don't know how to make this work. Call them. Who do you call?
You don't even know.
Right? So people don't have the time. They don't have the expertise. And so what has to happen is you need to have a provider who's taking care of these issues for you, someone you can trust. And we live in an age where trust is a tough thing.
So I was going to get to that word. Trust is, it's the one thing that we're thinking about, and I'm asking you, how do, that's the other thing is like, I want somebody to help me, but I don't want somebody to judge me. It's like I'm letting you into my phone, I'm letting you into my files. I don't, how do I stop? Not you, but somebody who's helping me. How do I protect myself from that person? And you guys have come up with these really cool, unique ways to basically to walk people through that process with just this high, crazy level of trust.
That's right. Where the rest of the world has gone to this rapid fire service and app approach, it's like, install this, you're good, right? That doesn't work in security, by the way. You can't just throw an app on something and expect everything to be taken care of. There's configurations. Really? There's new updates.
I threw out about 10 apps this week. What do you mean? Right?
Those are good layers of defense, but to know how to use them, know how to set them up and configure them correctly and make sure that they're not.
So tell us a quick horror story. Tell us, don't name names, but like you hear so many things that happen. Tell us a horror story, like somebody tell me something that's going to scare these guys straight.
Newest, there are a lot of things out there. I don't know what you're afraid of or what your circumstances are. Anybody who's listening
I'm
or watching
Italian.
this,
I'm
right?
afraid of everything. There's skeletons in every closet in my house.
I'll give you two scenarios. If you're an investor, if you play around with stocks, bonds, if you have an 401k or retirement plan, or if you play with crypto, right? This is going to become a thing, right? Everyone's going to have crypto as a part of their portfolio.
Yeah, I mean, they told me crypto's safer because it's on the blockchain.
Yes, but the bad guys are out there too. And that decentralized network is really important. And we're a big blockchain proponent as a company. And we're actually developing technologies using some of these things to help keep people safer and more private. And there's a lot of pros with that, but the bad guys are very smart and they'll figure out how to get to your crypto accounts, right? We had a friend of one of our customers. I'll tell you this story. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, no.
He got an email from Coinbase. Many of you know about that exchange, right? So he got an email from Coinbase saying, hey, you need to update your password. You've got to do this. We're changing your subscription plan to this, and you have to move all of your coins, all of your crypto into a different wallet temporarily while we set your account up. And it was a very well written email, had the logo on it, had customer service numbers. It looked legit. Then he got a phone call from Coinbase the next day. And somebody from Coinbase said, we need to update your account. You're going to potentially lose all your cryptos. We need it more secure. We're going to switch you out to a different wallet, and then we're going to put you into a safe environment. And this guy was a smart guy. He had a lot of money in cryptos, over $250,000 on Coinbase alone. His investment, right? Over a 5-day period, this Coinbase representative worked the situation where he sent the crypto to a different wallet on Coinbase, and it never went back. As soon as that guy followed the instructions and talked through it on the phone with him, I got the phone call from my friend who goes, my brother-in-law just lost $250,000 to a scam. He had his email, he had his phone number, he knew his social media accounts, he knew everything about my brother, and he pretended he was Coinbase. And he was not Coinbase, he was a scammer, he was a thief. But everything was perfect. And it looked, acted, and smelled perfect. But over a 5-day period, he goes, my gut, and I talked to him, he said, my gut told me something was wrong, but it was really good. And they worked me over and they changed my mind about safety and security with Coinbase. And I was like, okay, I'll trust you guys. He lost his entire investment in that exchange.
Whoa.
Over it. So if you don't have the right protocols in social media monitoring, if you don't have the right protocols on your cell phone, if you don't have these layers of defense lined up, you're in for it. You're in for trouble.
Oh, it's painful.
Yeah, you need layers of defense, but you need experts who can help you set it up and configure it.
I've heard people losing their houses.
Yeah, that actually has happened. Deed theft is a big deal. Car title theft is now emerging.
Yeah,
they can steal literally everything you own.
So that's why, like on things like social media, we use burner. We use burner emails. So when we're signing up for social media, we don't use the actual emails that we use.
There are good protocols, and if someone's guiding you and showing you how to do it, you can actually be safe. You can live in the digital age and not worry too much about it.
But to be honest with you, I mean, there's many of my friends will watch this and they're ridiculously wealthy. They can easily afford you. But come on, the average person, how can they afford somebody like you? Like, it's crazy.
That was the big innovation that we did as a company, because for a long time we had been dealing with business owners, people who had means, and we've been protecting them for 20 years. But our mission as a company broadened out. From COVID forward, we pivoted and we said, we need to get to more people and fast. With AI emerging and with virtual reality and the blockchain and all these things happening so rapid pace, we have to pivot and bring this to more people. So our new IDefend program was designed specifically for the average person. It was a full managed service where experts basically got your back. They watch everything for you. They install the latest technologies, give you everything you need in 25 different areas of protection, but it's all done for you. And so we had to make that transition. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still crazy money. It's it's still, honestly, come on. How are you ever going to?
No. We actually, went to market with this product at just $97 a month. Yeah, that was a big deal. It took us 18 months to figure
$97 a month.
$97 a month.
And someone's going to help set up and help protect all 20 plus areas.
Absolutely. You'll never need to buy another antivirus. You'll never need to buy a parental control system. You'll never need to buy an identity theft program or credit monitoring or a social media monitoring program, video game monitoring. You'll never need to buy any of these things, a VPN, a password manager.
Really?
You never have to buy any of that because it's all part of our program. Literally, your entire digital footprint and your protection plan is all in one place. And you have a team of people who install it for you.
Because we have password programs, we have VPNs, we have social media monitoring on my children. We have, I'm paying for like 10 things right now.
Yeah, you can eliminate all of those.
It's way more than $97.
That's what most people find. To do
and I can't get anybody on the phone.
That's exactly right. So to do what we do, you're going to spend $300 to $350 a month in applications, monitoring services,
but
tools,
then I still
technologies.
Can't get anybody to do it.
And then who do you call if you need help?
Yeah.
You're managing all these disparate things, and that's a nightmare trying to keep them current.
Managing them.
Yeah, most people.
I'll be honest with you. Don't try to hack me, though. I'll tell you. I will find you.
We'll get you taken care of. You'll be unhackable.
That's what but I mean, when you think about the cost, when we had these things for my businesses, we were spending anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000 a month to protect our databases because we had 5 locations. We had 150,000 wealthy people on our database, and we were managing their credit. It was expensive. I never thought that ever that you could get it done and have consultants on the phone. I mean, what
we do that for businesses too. Yeah. That's what we've been talking about, like home and family. You and a lot of people who own homes, who own businesses and work from home. This IDefend solution is for you.
Yeah.
This is for anybody who's too busy, can't take the time to do it. But we do this for businesses too. Business owners, small business in particular, really struggle. Their IT person doesn't quite know how to stop all the hack attacks. You can put the layers of defense in, but you need somebody to set it up and manage it and keep you consistently safe. And so that was
when you're working with VAs and
we just realized that people need expert help around them, and they can't just do it all themselves. We pay for experts with our teeth, with our health, with our alarm systems on our home. Some people pay for pest control services because you just don't know what to do. You don't know how to do it, and you don't have the time for it. So you hire somebody to do it. It's time now for in the digital age to hire. You need a security expert on the digital side. A lot of people will pay for a home alarm system, or businesses will pay for all kinds of security, but man, you've got to.
I never thought about that. I mean, we pay more for our home alarm than we do for that service. So just if I wanted somebody to get in touch with you, how would they get in touch with you, Jim?
So you can learn about what we do for individuals, homes, families. You can find us at idefendhome.com. That's the letter I, idefendhome.com. Here's the good news. Because we're friends, I wanted to make sure that we have a promo code available to anybody who listens to you. And we're going to knock 30% off of that rate.
30% off of what?
97 down to 67. So for your friends, for your listeners, we actually use the promo code Protect Me.
Protect Me.
Protect Me. If you use that promo code Protect Me at idefendhome.com, you can knock 30% off of your service.
You can get it for $67.
Yeah. Well, and we also realized that people are starting to understand, I need help, but I don't know where to turn. So we wanted to make it really easy to get started.
For that $67 though, I as I understand, your company, someone actually gets on the phone with you and walks you through this.
A full onboarding process where we do a full needs assessment.
Not AI.
US-based.
US-based.
English-speaking.
English-speaking. What?
Yeah.
I would pay for it just to see if there was a US-based English-speaking person on the phone.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
fantastic.
Yeah, but everybody...
I'm lonely, so I want to talk to somebody.
Everybody has different needs too, right? So is it privacy that's your fear? Is it technology that's your fear? Is it kids' safety?
For us,
which is it, right?
Teenagers,
so we go and attack that first, and we set it all up. We build you a plan around your family safety and make sure that you have good parenting guides and you know exactly what to do. And then we set it all up, configure it, and then we maintain it for you. So you never have to worry about it. Set it and forget it. But we're maintaining it all for you. And we can do that in privacy, device security, identity and credit and bank account, financial protection, kids safety, We do it all in this one platform, and for $67 a month, it's about the price of a nice
you could literally
lunch
add
out for
2
two.
zeros to that, and it would still be worth it.
But we want you to try it out. So we do a full 14-day free offer. Try it for 14 days without paying anything.
Okay.
And if you don't like it, cancel it.
I love it, man.
And we do a money-back guarantee on it.
Well,
all the barriers are gone. It's like, we believe, and this is our mission, every family needs to have a good service provider that takes care of their privacy and their security. And we're the first ones on the market that's launched this fully managed service like this. We think that's the way of the future, where everyone's going to need somebody to watch their back like this.
For sure. I mean, it's incredible. I still, I know that we're out of time. I wanted to share some more entrepreneurial stories with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I do, we'll have you back on again. But I'm freaking out. 20 points of entry. That crazy robot that's vacuuming my house.
I have a lot of stories about this stuff that will shake you in your boots.
It's crazy. This is bold, brash, outspoken. I'm Peter Anthony. I'm with my buddy Jamie. IDefend home.com.
You got it.
Look it up. Protect me.
Yeah, protect me is the promo code.
Protect me is the promo code. We love you guys. Hit like, hit subscribe, share it, be a friend of the channel. Well, what are you still doing here? How come you're not on idefendhome.com? Get to it.